Coming up tonight, FEA says no more rotational blackouts for Central Division. Health official attacked in the West. And farmer donates 20 bags of cassava for evacuees. Good evening, I'm Sandra Assam. No more rationing, no more rotational blackouts was the confirmation from Fiji Electricity Authority's Chief Executive Officer, Hasmukh Patel, who says power for the Central Division has been restored.
FEA engineers worked to restore the damaged 132,000 volts transmission line between Waialaw Power Station and Suva. Patel says a 25-meter temporary tower was erected by engineers who had limited hours to work considering the changing weather conditions at the site last week.
As yesterday, 6 p.m., we had restored 90% of the power supply in the Western Division. I would expect that the remaining 10% probably would get another 2 or 3% today. I anticipate that the Western Division will be fully restored around, say, Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, we should be fully restored in Western, and obviously Central is now 100% restored without any rotational blackouts.
With power up and running for the Central Division, Patel says the power in the Western Division is expected to be restored this week. Patel says FEA had just focused on getting power supply up and running, but hasn't placed an actual amount on the cost involved.
But I would say in terms of cost, for the repairs would be in the range of around, say, probably around $100,000 to $150,000. That's the repair cost. But in terms of loss of business, that is another amount. Loss to the economy, that is another figure altogether.
As massive cleanups are underway in the Central and Western Divisions, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama and a team of government officials continue touring parts of the Western Division.
The tour of the Western Division is part of government's overall assessment in monitoring the damages brought by the rising floodwaters that affected not only towns in the Western Division, but surrounding farmland, communities and settlements. It's a common sight everywhere as people pick up the pieces and try to get back to normalcy. As communities and individuals join hands to help in the cleanup, inmates from the Fiji Correctional Centre were also paid a visit by the head of government, Prime Minister Bainimarama, as well as the Attorney General and Trade and Tourism Minister, Ayaz Sid Qayyum, who thanked them for undertaking the cleanup exercise in various centres of the Western Division. So far, members of the RFMF, as well as the NFA, police and Navy have also assisted in the cleanup.
Classes will resume in the Western Division as normal from tomorrow. Education Ministry Permanent Secretary Dr. Bridge Lal says parents will have the final say, as some parents will not be able to send their children to school depending on their locality, transportation situation, the weather and the well-being of their families. Meanwhile, some schools in the Western Division are still being used as evacuation centres, and government says no evacuee will be sent home from these centres. A farmer who was touched by the plight of evacuees has come to the rescue by donating 20 bags of cassava to the Provincial Development and Disaster Management team.
Affected families will receive cassava that should last for at least a month following the flooding in the Western Division, thanks to the support of a farmer. This is a story with a difference. Meet unemployed Mr. Tevita Dinavila Kemba, a father of 5 who hails from Tovu to Toya in Lau and who has willingly uprooted 2 acres of matured cassava.
Because of I feel sorry for the flood victims, and because I want to donate my cassava to the flood victims through this make and because my fellow brothers, even daughters, mothers and son feeling the disaster. So I've gotten I started farming last year, so I want to do something for this country and for the people of this nation, so, and for the young children and their parents in the western side.
As part of his social responsibility to assist government in its relief efforts, Mr. Tevita Bainimarama is encouraging other farmers to do likewise.
So, waungit kemni na levit, nongo menda viturling, da yalobata, da vitribna da ndindui, da yalobata mai da buker na lengatumi na sasvara na ve na nangangandri, ungana karangandra. Kirikenda chugna levit, menda lobata mai, kanda lomasuli na suli verna valengay na karangan rewtu na tingningon sarangan.
Fiji News was also informed by Dismac this morning that $20,000 was withdrawn from the Prime Minister's flood appeal account for the purchasing of essential cooking items for people living in evacuation centers. The items included were 3 cartons of diapers, 49 cartons of cooking oil, 10 bags of 25 kg dal, 50 bags of 50 kg rice, 13 bags of 50 kg sugar, 120 10 kg flours, 80 cartons of noodles, and 70 cartons of tuna flakes.
Coming up after the break, natural disaster brings out the real Fijian spirit, and supermarket told to close.